If you're managing diabetes, some meats can spike your blood sugar or hurt your health. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal the top 5 worst meats to avoid and share easy, delicious swaps to keep your meals safe and satisfying. Stick around. These tips could make a big difference for you or someone you love. Kicking off our list at number 5 is marbled steak, a popular choice for backyard barbecues, steakhouses, or Sunday dinners. You know those cuts like ribeye, T-bone, or porterhouse, with those beautiful white streaks of fat running through the meat? They're what make the steak so juicy, tender, and full of flavor, but they're also what makes this meat a problem for anyone managing diabetes. Those white streaks are saturated fat, and eating too much of it can cause serious issues for your health, especially if you're trying to keep your blood sugar under control. Saturated fat makes your body resist insulin, which is the hormone that helps regulate your blood sugar. When insulin resistance happens, your blood sugar can spike, leaving you feeling tired, sluggish, or even dizzy. For people with diabetes, these spikes are not just uncomfortable, they can make it harder to manage your condition day to day. Even more concerning is the impact on your heart. Saturated fat raises your cholesterol levels, which increases your risk of heart disease, like heart attacks or strokes. If you have diabetes, your heart is already at higher risk, so piling on saturated fat from marbled steak is like adding extra strain to an engine that's already working hard. Does that mean you have to say goodbye to steak forever? Absolutely not. You can still enjoy beef without harming your health by making smarter choices at the grocery store or restaurant. The key is to switch to leaner cuts of beef, like sirloin, top round, eye of round, or even tenderloin. These cuts have much less saturated fat but still deliver that rich, beefy taste you love, especially when you season them well or cook them just the way you like. Here's how to make it work in your daily life. Keep your portion size to about 3 to 5 ounces, which is roughly the size of your palm or a deck of cards. This amount gives you the protein you need without overloading on fat. Pair your steak with non-starchy vegetables like broccoli, spinach, green beans, zucchini, or asparagus to create a balanced meal that won't spike your blood sugar. For example, picture a perfectly grilled sirloin, sliced thin, served alongside steamed broccoli and carrots with a light drizzle of olive oil and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. It's a simple, delicious meal that's satisfying and safe for your diabetes management. A couple of practical tips can make this easier. When you're shopping, look for beef labeled lean or extra lean. These are specifically cut to have less fat, making them better for your health. If you're eating out at a restaurant or a friend's barbecue, don't hesitate to ask for a lean cut or take a moment to trim off any visible fat before you eat. These small changes can add up to big benefits like steadier blood sugar and a healthier heart. My neighbor Susan made this swap a year ago, switching from ribeye to sirloin for her weekly steak night, and she says she feels more energized and her doctor's thrilled with her progress. Want to know what's next on our list? Number 4 is a meat you might be eating more often than you think, and it's got some surprising risks. Stay tuned to find out what it is. Coming in at number 4 on our list of worst meats for diabetics is fried fish, a dish many of us love, whether it's crispy fish and chips, a fried catfish sandwich, or those golden fillets at your favorite diner. Fish itself is a fantastic choice for your health, packed with protein and heart-healthy omega-3 fats, but the problem comes when you dunk it in oil or coat it with heavy batter. Frying adds a ton of extra calories and unhealthy fats, which can pile on the pounds and make it tougher to manage your diabetes. Weight gain is a big deal for folks with diabetes because it can worsen insulin resistance, meaning your body struggles to keep blood sugar in check. Those spikes can leave you feeling drained, moody, or even lightheaded, which nobody wants. Then there's the batter or breading, like the flour or the cornmeal coating that makes fried fish so crunchy. That coating is loaded with carbohydrates, which break down into sugar in your body and can cause your blood sugar to shoot up fast. For someone with diabetes, those carbs are like hitting the gas pedal on your glucose levels, especially if you're eating a big portion or pairing it with fries or hush puppies. Plus, frying at high temperatures can create harmful compounds that increase inflammation in your body, and inflammation is already a challenge for people with diabetes. as it can make your condition harder to control and raise your risk of complications like heart disease or kidney issues. The good news? You don't have to give up fish to stay healthy. Instead of frying, try cooking methods like baking, grilling, or steaming, which keep the fish's natural goodness without adding extra calories or carbs. For example, a baked salmon fillet seasoned with a little lemon, garlic, and herbs is not only delicious, but also gentle on your blood sugar. Or try grilling a piece of tilapia or cod with a sprinkle of paprika and black pepper. Simple, quick, and full of flavor. Aim for a portion size of about 3 to 5 ounces, roughly the size of your palm, and pair it with non-starchy vegetables like asparagus, green beans, or a fresh garden salad to round out your meal without spiking your glucose. Here's a couple of tips to make this swap easy. At the grocery store, pick up fresh or frozen fish fillets and check the label to avoid pre-breaded options, which sneak in extra carbs. If you're eating out, ask for your fish grilled or baked instead of fried, and skip the heavy sauces or breading. These small changes can make a huge difference in keeping your diabetes under control. My Aunt Linda used to love fried catfish every Friday, but she switched to baked tilapia with a side of steamed veggies, and she says her blood sugar readings are steadier, and she feels more energetic for her morning walks. Curious about what's next on our list? Number 3 is a meat you might find in your lunch sandwich, and it's got some hidden dangers you'll want to know about. Stick around to find out. At number 3 on our list of worst meats for diabetics is deli meats. Those convenient slices of ham, turkey, salami, or bologna you might find in your sandwiches, wraps, or party platters. They're quick, tasty, and easy to grab for lunch, but deli meats can be a sneaky problem for managing diabetes. Most of these meats are packed with sodium, often way more than your body needs in a single meal. Too much sodium can raise your blood pressure, and for people with diabetes, high blood pressure is a serious concern because it puts extra strain on your heart and blood vessels, increasing your risk of heart disease or stroke. Many deli meats also contain additives like nitrates or nitrites, which are used to preserve the meat and keep it looking fresh. These additives have been linked to insulin resistance, making it harder for your body to control blood sugar, which can lead to those frustrating spikes that leave you feeling tired or out of sorts. Another issue is that deli meats are often processed, meaning they're made with extra ingredients that aren't great for your health. Some brands add sugars or fillers, which can quietly bump up the carbohydrate content and mess with your glucose levels. If you're piling deli meats onto white bread or pairing them with sugary condiments like ketchup or barbecue sauce, you're setting yourself up for a blood sugar roller coaster. Plus, eating processed meats regularly has been tied to a higher risk of chronic conditions, like type 2 diabetes complications or even certain cancers, which is something we all want to avoid, especially as we age. But don't worry, you can still enjoy delicious sandwiches without risking your health. Instead of reaching for processed deli meats, try making your own at home. For example, roast a turkey breast or bake a lean chicken breast, then slice it thin for sandwiches. Season it with simple spices like garlic, thyme, or paprika for a flavor boost without the sodium or additives. If you need to buy deli meats, look for low sodium and nitrate-free options. Check the label for terms like no added nitrates or reduced sodium. A good portion size is about 2 to 3 ounces, roughly the thickness of a couple of playing cards stacked together. Pair your meat with whole grain bread and pile on non-starchy veggies like lettuce, tomato, or cucumber for a balanced, diabetes-friendly meal that's satisfying and won't spike your blood sugar. Here's a quick tip to make this work. When shopping, compare nutrition labels and pick the brand with the lowest sodium and no added sugars. If you're at a deli counter, ask for freshly sliced, unprocessed meats, like plain roasted turkey. My Uncle George used to pack ham sandwiches every day, but he switched to homemade chicken slices, and his doctor said his blood pressure's better than it's been in years. Small swaps like these can really add up. Want to know what's next? Number 2 is a meat that's a breakfast favorite for many, but it's got some serious downsides for diabetes. Stay with us to find out what it is. Landing at number 2 on our list of worst meats for diabetics is bacon, a breakfast staple that's hard to resist, whether it's sizzling next to your eggs, crumbled on a salad, or wrapped around a burger at your favorite diner. That smoky, crispy goodness is a crowd pleaser, but bacon is a tough one for managing diabetes. First off, it's loaded with saturated fat, which can make your body resist insulin, the hormone that keeps your blood sugar in check. When insulin doesn't work well, your glucose levels can spike, leaving you feeling sluggish, irritable, or even shaky. For folks with diabetes, those spikes are more than just a bad morning. They can make it harder to stay on top of your condition. Bacon's also high in sodium, which can raise your blood pressure. And if you're living with diabetes, high blood pressure is a red flag because it puts you at greater risk for heart disease or stroke, conditions you're already more prone to. There's another concern with bacon that might surprise you. The World Health Organization classifies processed meats like bacon as a Group 1 carcinogen, meaning there's strong evidence that eating it regularly can increase your risk of cancers, particularly colorectal cancer. That's a heavy reason to rethink those daily bacon strips, especially as we age and our bodies need extra care. Plus, bacon is often cooked at high heat, like frying or grilling, which can create harmful compounds that add inflammation to your body. Inflammation is already a challenge for people with diabetes, as it can worsen insulin resistance and make complications like nerve damage or kidney issues more likely. But don't worry, you can still enjoy that savory breakfast flavor without putting your health at risk. Instead of pork bacon, try turkey bacon, which has less saturated fat and sodium, but still gives you that crispy, smoky taste. Look for low sodium or nitrate-free versions to keep it even healthier. Another great option is plant-based bacon, made from ingredients like mushrooms, tempeh, or coconut, which can mimic bacon's texture and flavor without the health downsides. Keep your portion small, about 1 to 2 slices, and pair it with diabetes-friendly sides like scrambled eggs with spinach or a small bowl of berries. For example, imagine a breakfast plate with a slice of turkey bacon, a fluffy veggie omelet, and a handful of fresh blueberries. It's satisfying, colorful, and won't mess with your blood sugar. Here's a tip to make the switch easier. When shopping, check the label for low sodium or no added nitrates to avoid hidden health traps. If you're eating out, ask for turkey bacon or skip the bacon altogether and load up on veggies instead. My cousin Mike used to start every day with bacon and eggs, but he switched to turkey bacon and says he feels lighter, and his doctor's happy with his cholesterol levels. These small changes can add up to big wins for your health. Ready for our number 1 worst meat? It's one you might be cooking a lot this summer, and it's got some risks you need to know about. Stick with us to find out. Topping our list at number 1 as the worst meat for diabetics is grilled skin-on poultry, like chicken wings, drumsticks, or even that golden crispy roast chicken you might make for a summer barbecue or family dinner. The skin is what makes it so tempting, crisp, flavorful, and perfect off the grill. But it's also what makes this meat a problem for managing diabetes. Poultry skin is packed with saturated fat, which can cause your body to resist insulin, the hormone that keeps your blood sugar steady. When insulin doesn't work well, your glucose levels can spike, leaving you feeling tired, foggy, or even unsteady. For people with diabetes, those spikes make it harder to keep your condition under control, and they can add up over time, affecting your energy and health. Saturated fat also raises your cholesterol, increasing your risk of heart disease, which is already a bigger concern if you're living with diabetes, as your heart needs extra protection. There's another issue with grilling skin-on poultry, especially at high heat, like on a barbecue or under a broiler. High temperatures can create harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, which build up in your body and cause inflammation. Inflammation is a challenge for folks with diabetes because it can worsen insulin resistance and raise the risk of complications like nerve damage, kidney problems, or vision issues. The skin's high-fat content makes these compounds even more likely to form, turning a favorite dish into a hidden health risk, especially if you're eating it regularly at picnics or holiday gatherings. Don't worry though, you can still enjoy poultry without harming your health. The simple fix is to remove the skin before cooking or eating. Skinless chicken breasts, thighs, or drumsticks are lean, protein-packed, and perfect for diabetes management. Try baking or roasting at lower temperatures, around 350 degrees Fahrenheit, to keep the meat juicy without forming those harmful compounds. Season with herbs like rosemary, thyme, or a sprinkle of paprika for flavor without extra calories. A good portion is about 3 to 5 ounces, roughly the size of your palm. Pair it with non-starchy veggies like green beans, cauliflower, or a mixed salad for a balanced meal that won't spike your blood sugar. Picture a baked chicken breast, lightly seasoned, served with roasted zucchini and a fresh tomato salad. It's delicious, satisfying, and kind to your diabetes. Here's a tip to make it easy. When prepping poultry, peel off the skin before seasoning to save time, or buy skinless cuts at the store. If you're at a barbecue, scrape the skin off your plate and load up on veggie sides. My friend Carol switched to skinless chicken for her Sunday dinners, and she says her blood sugar's steadier, and she's got more energy for her grandkids. These small steps can make a big difference. That's our top 5. Thanks for watching. If you found these tips helpful, give us a like, hit subscribe, and tap the bell for more diabetes-friendly advice. Drop a comment. Which swap will you try first? Stay tuned for our next video on meals that keep your blood sugar in check.